Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. Hope you guys are having a lovely day so far. Happy Memorial Day to all of us out here in the States. Today, is a special one. You know, we honor the fallen soldiers and their families. So, you know, we get I think some people mistake it for Veterans Day, which is for all of the active and former military servicemen and women. But Memorial Day is a little extra special because it's particularly for the the fallen soldiers and of course their families as well. So I know maybe it's weird. We're gonna talk horror on a day like Memorial Day, but we're horror people, so we gotta do our thing, you know. And of course, not everyone here that hangs out at the channel is from the States. So, you know, Memorial Day is, you know, maybe it's just Monday for some people. And that's another reason why I wanted to do this stream a little earlier on in the day. It's 11:10 out here Pacific time in the States, 2 p.m. or 2:10 Eastern. And I believe just 10 after 7 in the evening out there in the UK. So welcome one, welcome all. I hope you guys are having a great Monday so far. This is a topic I've wanted to talk about for a while, but so many people cover it, you know. So I try to give a little of some beats in between, but then every time when I'm ready to do this as a topic, somebody else covers it. Like I saw Dave McCrae did one like maybe a week and a half ago or something like that. I don't think it's the first time he's ever done horror hot takes, but you know, I've seen Cody Leach do it a handful of times. What I'd really like to do, guys, is revisit this topic and have some of you guys drop your horror hot takes in the comment section on a post and be able to build it from there. But basically for this one, I've got a few of my own hot takes in here. And I also went to Reddit to see what the hottest of hot takes are. So we've got a whole bunch. They're kind of mixed in. I'm curious to know if you guys can guess which one are mine or which ones are mine. We shall see. And of course, guys, if you have any horror hot takes, let me know. Drop them in the chat. If you're watching after the fact, thank you so much. Drop your horror hot takes in the comments. We'll save them for the next episode. If you do have a hot take to share today, do me a favor and put in all caps hot take, and then that way I can I don't miss it in the chat as we go on. And before we get going, some housekeeping. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content. We've got a decent amount of growth happening lately. I don't know if that's because I've been shooting a lot more shorts with the out of theater reaction, or it's you know, people coming over from Hit the Bricks, which is a new live show I'm doing with Lee from Drum Dums and Nick from the Lost River Drive-In. We do that every other Monday where we cover horror movie news and some other topics as well. So we have a lot of fun over there. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you're having a blast so far. I'm trying to get more into pre-recorded content, but guys, I got to be honest, when you put 6 hours into a movie review and then the views just like don't happen, your brain tells you stop doing that. I get more within 15 minutes of dropping a short. I get more reviews or more views on that short than I do on my full-length movie reviews, which take a lot longer to shoot. So still trying to figure all that out, but thank you guys so much for being subscribers. Shout out to all the Patreon members. Big thank you to all of our YouTube channel members. I think we've got about 80 of you now, and we've been having some fun on the members only stream. So guys, just 99 cents a month gets your foot in the door on channel membership. Yesterday we did a members only watch party of Return of the Living Dead from 1985, and just a few days before that, I believe on Friday we did a horror 80s horror movie trivia, and if you win the trivia, you get a $30 gift card. So our Brother Fluff won the trivia. I still need to get in touch with Brother Fluff, but yeah, so far we've had Jamie Hart won the first round. She picked up the 1988 Blob Steelbook. And then Dean Renner won our second round. He took an Amazon $30 gift card. I don't believe he's bought anything with it. And then we got Brother Fluff. So, you know, guys, it pays to be a channel member here. You can win some fun stuff. And I think the last bit of housekeeping I've got is this Wednesday. Speaking of Jamie Hart, We've got her showing back up. Just want to, I mean, I know my hair's stupid, but let's see if I can make it look less stupid. Jeez. Jamie Hart's coming back to talk about Evil Dead. We talked about the first 3 movies in the franchise, but she's coming back Wednesday night, late night with the Davey. That'll be 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about Evil Dead 2013, Ash versus Evil Dead, the TV show. We're going to talk about Evil Dead Rise, go over the news and what we know for Evil Dead Burn, and just kind of talk about what we want to see and what we expect to see from the Evil Dead franchise moving forward. It's a franchise that both of us love so very much, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. And if you haven't seen our first part, maybe I should share that link in the chat. So let me see if I can find that right quick. And yes, guys, I will get to saying what's up to all of you. Of course, let's see here. There we go. There she is. There's our gal, Jamie Hart. Okay, so I'm gonna let me know if this works, guys. Are you able to click that link? I hope so. I sure hope so. I'm just gonna have to deal with my stupid hair and stop touching it. Okay, so I'm gonna say what's up to you guys, and we're gonna get into these hot takes. Remember, not all of these hot takes are mine, so don't hate me. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. We got Chester Franklin in the house. What's happening, Chester? Hope you're doing well. Happy Memorial Day to you, sir. We got Paula Fitzhenry. What's happening, Paula? Great to see ya. Logan Reynolds says, first time I'm catching a live show on this channel. Well, welcome on in, Logan. I'm super pumped you're able to catch it. I'm guessing, do you live across the pond or halfway across the world? I know, guys, I need to do more of these streams. It's one of those things where whenever I'm able to catch a stream for Twisted Locker or Wolfman's Got Nards, I'm like, oh, I see these people popping up. I want to see them popping up in my streams as well. So hopefully if you're across the pond, you're able to check this one out. We got our guy, Ashton Luck. What's happening, Ashton? So great to see you. Sam from Our Life in Horror. And usually she goes to bed so early that even though she's East Coast time, I think you're East Coast time, right, Sam? You still miss out on a lot of the later streams, so it's always a pleasure seeing you in the chat as well, Sam. We got Mike's Film Fix in the house. What's happening, Mike? Hope you're doing well. Guys, Mike's got a channel. Also, Our Life in Horror. Brendan and Sam's channel is great. They go live all the time. They're always having guests on there. Yeah, I got to get them back on this channel for sure. But they're always having fun chatting about horror movies and talk about hot takes. Sam could probably fill this whole stream could probably just be Sam telling me her hot takes, because holy crap, she's got some of her takes are scorching, you guys. So look out. We'll see if she drops some in here. We got our Twisted Locker boys. I'm guessing this is Curtis. Maybe it's hopefully Jenks gets in here. I've actually got a hot take that was inspired by Jenks. So yeah, guys, Twisted Locker boys, love those guys. Thank you so much for being channel members, boys. Really appreciate you. Love what they do over there at their channel. And Curtis, I know I brought it up the other day, but it might have been just in a members only. But guys, Curtis recently got engaged, so throw up some love in the chat there for our guy Curtis for getting engaged to be married. Congrats, brother. We got Destiny Faulkner in the house, one of our amazing Death Squad mods. What's happening, Des? Hope you are doing well. Who else we got? Oh, we got M from Horror in the house. See, this is what it's all about, bringing in some of these folks from across the pond. Guys, M has an amazing voice. One of the best voices I've heard on YouTube, I would say. It's amazing to me. I can't believe that you're not already doing voiceover work for What Culture, because I think you've got a better voice than any of the guys and gals over there. So what are they doing? They need to get a hold of you. Oh my gosh, it is Jenks. How about that? Usually it's Kurt. So you guys can still give some love for Kurt in the chat for getting engaged. But there you are, Jenks. You inspired one of these hot takes that's coming up in just a little bit. Oh my gosh, we got Space Hunter 83 dropping a 199-pound super chat. Says, oops, I clicked on the wrong channel. Appreciate you jumping in, Space Hunter. This guy, I believe you came over by way of Hit the Bricks Been very active in the comment section and, and catching up on all of our, live shows and everything on the replay. So I'm so happy you're able to catch a live here. Really appreciate you. I've got some horror hot takes popping up in the chat. I am saving those. Adrian James, what's happening, Adrian? So great to see you. Hope you're having a great day so far. We got Brett from Good Real Hunting says, I'm here, but catching my mom up on Jurassic Park. Man, I did not see any of the last 3 Jurassic Park movies. I don't think I have any interest in seeing those movies, guys. And I don't think I have to see them to watch this new one that's coming out, because it seems like the new one is just sort of like a fresh set of films. I got Chris Pratted out, and then I heard that Jimmy Fallon was in that first Jurassic World movie. So that's going to be a no for me, dog. Yeah, no thanks, Jimmy Fallon. And Chris Pratt, he's fine. It's just overload. He was the Pedro Pascal of, 7 years ago. We got our girl Gina, Miss My Chunky Jordy. What's happening, Gina? Hope you are doing well. So great to see you jumping in on a stream. Gina, when I put out the poll yesterday, I was like, oh, let's see how many people are down for a Memorial Day stream, because I know especially out here in the States, we do like barbecues, family gatherings, stuff like that. So that's why another reason why I kind of wanted to get it done early, hoping that a lot of just everyone can join us. But Gina jumped in the comments right away and was like, please, please, please do a stream at that time. Smack dab right in the evening for you guys over there across the pond. I love it. Des says, I'm at work today and we are so fucking slow. What do you do for work, Des? And how dare they be open on Memorial Day? How dare they? Okay, I've got Ashton. I've got your hot take starred. And Gina, yes, thank you so much for being a channel member. Really, really appreciate that. And yeah, I know it sucks that you missed the member streams. The other day I was gonna do the members trivia on Tuesday, but Frank and Darren were live, so some people missed out on that, and that's why we scooched the the members only to Friday. But most people voted for it at 7 p.m. Eastern our time here. So I'm sorry that you missed out on that, Gina. And I know you're not too into watch parties. So yeah, trying to work in a little more members only stuff that's that's at a good time for you guys across the pond for sure. Having said that, most of my members are stateside, so if push comes to shove, I kind of have to lean that way, but I'm trying to just be more active in general with the members only stuff for sure. Let's see who else we got. We got Mud Nelson. What's happening, Gav? Hope you are doing well. Great to see ya. We got Cody Decker in the house. What's happening? Hope you are doing well, sir. Love the emblem there. I'm a big Michael fan. Love that shit. And I love seeing you guys, just being so sweet to each other and dropping all the hellos, and love seeing the chat pop off with some camaraderie, some community. I try to make sure I'm mentioning it a lot of times here, but I think we do have a really special community here, guys. I know a lot of you have been hanging out in the channel for a while. Have heard me say that. We lift each other up. You guys sure as hell have lifted me up through some really tough times in the past, like 9 or 10 months or so. So I really do appreciate that. Even when I was keeping stuff to myself, anytime I jumped in here, you guys always made me feel better. So thank you so much. And yeah, I love seeing that. I think it's one of the great things about the horror community here. And I've had people in, family members, friends, and all that. They're like, wow, the people in the chat are like really sweet and nice to each other. And yes, it's true. It's not your usual internet fare. We got NRU Cody in the house. What's happening, Cody? Says, what a week. iPhone of 3 years finally gave out on me. Had to buy a $145 phone. Not happy about that. Anyway, what's up, Davey and folks? How are you? Doing well. I'm all pumped up on coffee. I haven't had anything to eat yet today, so I am just rip-roaring here. Don't worry, guys. I will pig out later, for sure. Let's see here. Yes, we need to get a collaboration going. I'm going to be putting together a fundraiser for charity later on this summer, Sam. So keep an eye out for that. I'm going to do something called like Davy Day or something silly. That was Cecil from the horror show. His idea was call it Davy Day, do like 8 hours straight. Each guest has like a half hour, and we're going to raise some money for charity. So I'm doing some research on that and need to pick a good charity, but I'll be reaching out to a whole bunch of content creator buddies to put something fun together. Yeah, Sam's hot takes are super hot. Like stuff like Alien isn't a good movie. Like Alien's boring. Like stuff like that. Like actually, that's most of the hot takes are like blank classic movie that everyone loves is boring. What's happening, Brett? How are you doing? One of our great channel members, Brett Patrick. Hope you are rested well, my man. Hope you're having a good day so far. It's so tough to just keep up on saying what's up to everyone. I am so far behind in the chat already. We got Michael, damn it, in the house. Damn it. It's Michael. What's happening, Michael? Hope you are doing well. Yeah. What culture's got to figure that shit out? All right. I'm seeing a hot take from Cody there. I'm going to save that. Hot take from Sam. I'm saving that. What's up, Cruel ZV? Hope you are doing well. Happy Monday to you. There we go. Both Curtis and Jenks are sharing. Is it sharing the same phone or the same keyboard? I bet they're fighting over who gets to use the keyboard when. Let's see here. Who else do we got? We got Tom Ungarian. What's up? Says I got to meet Bryce Dallas Howard a few weeks ago at a Motor City Comic-Con. She was a sweetheart. That's awesome to hear. I bet she man, she should be a sweetheart, right? Growing up in a Hollywood family and, you know, getting to work in Hollywood should be nice to everyone. That's good to hear, though. Destiny works at Sonic. I guess that makes sense. All the fast food places still have to be open. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Holy cow, Gina gifted a channel membership. Who did that membership go to? Let's see here. Let me dig that up. If I'm not so far behind in the chat that I can't even see it, sometimes that happens where I can't even see it because you guys are just kicking ass on the chat. So my chunky Jordy, ooh, Our Life in Horror. Congratulations to Brendan and Sam on the gift. And Nicholas Woodall just purchased a channel membership. Let me jump up to that one. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Really appreciate you. And yeah, Gina, thank you so much for gifting the membership. You guys are amazing. That's a lot of our members come by way of gifts from current members. So yeah, very, very awesome. Let's see here. I love Sonic. I had Sonic yesterday. There you go. Man, it's been a long time since I've eaten at Sonic. I'm so basic when it comes to fast food. I usually just like eat at McDonald's. You know, that's it. That's like it's my favorite like burger spot there. Let's see here. Ooh, watermelon's coming back at Sonic. Well, I might have to go for that because I'm a watermelon whore. We got Dave Vanderhoff in the chat. What's happening, Dave? Hope you are doing well. Nick from the Lost River Drive-In has hard nips, everyone, so look on out. Nipples as hard as tiny little rocks, to quote Slapshot, one of the great comedies of all time. If you haven't seen Slapshot, then what are you doing? Speaking of if you haven't done something, what are you doing? If you haven't clicked that like button, come on, y'all. Hit that like button. Got 31 of you watching right now. That's amazing for how small. Guys, we don't even have 1,500 subs here at this channel. So to be over 30 on a live stream, especially without a very special guest, that is really awesome. You guys are absolutely incredible. I swear we're going to get to hot takes. We're 20 minutes in, but I just wanted to make sure to not miss anyone. We got Wolfman's got nards. Our man Barry says your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to watch the new Mission Impossible and not fall asleep. Not only did I not fall asleep, I mean, I was surrounded. Dude. Oh my God. So I thought the movie was fine. Action movies are not really my thing. And 90% of Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, is talking about what they're going to do before they're doing it and then talking about it while they're doing it. It's a lot of talking. It's exposition city for sure. But the action was good. Tom Cruise is good. I didn't fall asleep, and I didn't even have to step out to use the facilities because at 3 hours, I was sure that I would have to go pee. But I had old dudes sitting next to me on my right, like, clearing his sinuses every 30 seconds. Old dude behind me kicking my chair like a child on an airplane. I had to turn back multiple times, and I just like stared at this old man. I'm like, dude, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to be like, please stop kicking my fucking chair, asshole. And then lady next to me with the blanket on, grown ass adult with a blanket on in the theater, rocking back and forth. So it was like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest surroundings while trying to watch Mission Impossible. But yeah, I mean, I gave it a 4 out of 5, but I always, whenever I give a star rating, I give it like within the subgenre. So I think if you like those kinds of movies, if you're into like the Bourne Identity movies and all these like souped up action flicks, I do think you're going to like Mission Impossible. But those kinds of movies are definitely not my cup of tea. Especially all the talking. Oh my gosh. It reminded me of the movies I watch on Mystery Science Theater for sure. All right, guys, let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anyone else real quick. And then we are going to get to some hot takes. Let's see here. Oh, I got one from Brett. There we go. Okay. Yes, thank you so much for reminding everyone, Gina. Oh, you live in Kentucky. All right. Well, I feel like I see you on some of the Brit streams. So, well, there you go, though. Kentucky. Not so bad. I'd love to visit Kentucky. I've never been out that way. Never visited Kentucky or Tennessee. I would love to check out both of those spots. Guys, just 19 likes here, but there are 31 people watching the stream. So let's get going. Let's hit that button. Let's do the damn thing. Don't even tempt me to start a super chat goal. Don't even tempt me. All right, guys, let's get into some horror hot takes. Guys, I'm going to do a few of these that I already had, lined up, and then we're going to jump into some of your guys' hot takes. Speaking of hot takes and nipples being hard, our guy Nick Miller from the Lost River Drive-In, you're going to want to check out his channel. If one of the mods could drop the link for Nick's channel in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. He is the king of hot takes. He is the king of hot takes. Yes, it's true. Like, this guy likes Halloween 5 a lot, kind of hot takes. I just got to give him shit about that one, because I do really like most of the hot takes. I completely agree with. I have a tough time with Halloween 5, though. All right, guys, let's get into some of these hot takes. This is one of mine. I'll just admit it. I saw somebody yesterday with a Scream shirt on, a Ghostface shirt on at work, and I shouted out my hot take. I don't know. Maybe this isn't a hot take, but boom. Scream 4 is the best sequel in the Scream franchise. I don't even think it's close. I really don't think it's close. I think Scream 4, hear me out here. Wes Craven did a lot of firsts, right? New Nightmare really breaks into that whole meta kind of world. I feel like Scream pushed it even further and reinvigorated the slasher franchise in a big way. And I think when they took that break between Scream 3 and Scream 4, when he came back for the fourth entry, I think again, he reinvigorated the whole subgenre. I mean, yeah, he sort of took cues from the subgenre becoming, even more graphic and visceral and all that stuff. But he stepped right into it. He didn't hold Scream back. He wasn't like, oh no, these movies aren't like that. He's like, oh no, that's how these slasher movies are now. Okay, so we're gonna have a character that gets like gutted and her intestines are gonna be all over the room and there's just gonna be blood all over the place. And I friggin' love Scream 4. I don't care about the soft lens that isn't even used in every scene. This is like the Halloween 4 mood and atmosphere thing where everyone gets confused because the intro to Halloween 4 is very atmospheric and awesome. They think the whole movie is that way when it's like the whole movie is like decently atmospheric. Everyone thinks that this lens thing is going on the whole movie in Scream 4, and it's really not. I don't know. Something about this movie just really works for me. Emma Roberts' performance. I mean, fucking hell. And people bitch that she isn't killing as many people, that it's all, the Culkin kid doing it. And I'm like, I don't care. She's the ringleader, and she goes batshit and does some killing at the end as well. So, Yeah, Scream 4, best sequel in the Scream franchise. I used to think that nothing would really beat. I really love Scream 2, but the more I watch Scream 2, I'm like, damn, like Sydney's like really sidelined in this one. Maybe even just the same amount as in Scream 4, but I think in Scream 4 it makes more sense because we're introduced to a whole new crop of characters. So yeah, I'm kind of interested in seeing what you guys have to say about this one. And thank you, Des, for sharing that. Guys, go sub on over to the Lost River Drive-In. I think he's less than 200 away from hitting another milestone there on the sub count. Oh my gosh, Barry. I feel like Barry's he knows how I feel about H2O, and now he's just trying to get to me with his hot take. And then Sam is backing it up. Holy shit. I'm about to end the stream right now. No, I'm just joking. All right. M says it's between 4 and 2. I think 4's got it beat. Brett, happy Memorial Day to you as well. Thank you so much for being a channel member. Tom Ungarian says love 4. Gotta go with 2 though. All right. Holy cow. Ty, welcome on in. I'm saving that hot take there. Appreciate you being a channel member. Thank you so much. Gavin says Scream 3 is my favorite sequel. 4 is great, though. All right. Oh, my gosh, Brett, this is the hot take. My take isn't even hot. Scream 6, favorite sequel in the franchise? Oh, Scream 6 is the 6th. It ranks 6th for me. It is the worst movie in the franchise. Worst, because the last act sucked. And because Hayden Panettiere can't move her face. Stop getting bad work done on your faces, ladies. Stop it. I feel bad for her, yes, but I don't care because she can't perform in the movie because of whatever she's got going with her face. That's her issue, not mine. Yeah, don't do that. Scream 4 went from last to second last thanks to Mindy in Scream 6. Oh my gosh. Gina says Scream 4 is shite. Oof. Damn. Never seen that one, Nicholas. Scream 4 is actually my least favorite in the franchise, says Mike. Holy cow. All right, so I guess my take is pretty hot then. All right. Medley Man, welcome on in. Medley Man says Scream 4 is the best sequel. I have no clue why people even mildly dislike it. Scream fans are crazy at nitpicking bullshit. Well, hey, Medley Man, I know you and I don't always agree, but I love it when we do. There we go. Boom. I've never got the hate for Scream 4. I've always enjoyed it. There you go. 2 is nothing more in comparison to the other. Is such a nothing movie in comparison. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Scream 2 has its moments. The whole car scene, that's, tons of tension there. I really, really like that. But yeah, overall, yeah, not as good as 4. Let's see here. What's happening, King Matthew? Welcome on into the stream. Hope you're doing well. All right, guys, so that's my Scream 4 hot take. Best sequel in the Scream franchise, and we are moving on. This one is not mine. I got a bunch of these from Reddit. Guys, this might break some of our hearts. Halloween is overrated, and Michael Myers is boring. Oh my gosh. I mean, I only understand this if it's somebody that's writing or somebody that has this opinion that wasn't born until after the year 2000. Because I guess if you grew up on like modern slashers or modern horror, yeah, maybe you might sort of be like, what's the fuss with Halloween? But I mean, I didn't see Halloween until I had seen other horror movies. I had seen Child's Play. I think even Child's Play 2. I had seen Halloween 2 before seeing the original Halloween anyways. And I know, yeah, some people, even my good bud Cecil Laird over at the Horror Show channel, he calls Michael Myers the walking wall. He likes killers with personality. I would take Michael over Freddy Krueger any day of the week, though, because I find Freddy Krueger's personality to be like annoying at a certain point. But this is like one of those things where it's like people not wanting to watch or listen to influential like rock and roll. or influential punk rock because they just think that like the old stuff is just, oh, it's just better now because it's evolved. I don't think that's necessarily true all the time. I think there's a reason why the influential stuff was so influential. And I think another important thing to do is when you watch a film is to sort of put yourself back in that moment in time as best you can to fully appreciate it. Let's see here. Logan says they haven't seen 18 or Kills. Oof. All right, there we go. M says Halloween is an incredible movie and Michael Myers is a scary ass mofo. There you go. There you go, M. Brett says H78 overrated. I want whatever that person is on. Got it on mute. He's saying 78 or Rob Zombie. Well, 78. Yeah, I guess I didn't decipher because here enters Gatekeeping Davey, because a true fan would know that I'm talking about the original. There you go. King Matthew says, I actually prefer 07 to 78. I like the whole Michael Myers backstory in 07. That's my hot take. All right. So do you guys think that Michael Myers would be less boring? Is he less boring with the explanation? I don't know. I actually think he's more boring the more you try to explain why he is the way he is. You know, that's just the way I am, I suppose. Brett says 78 gets a little lower with each watch for me, but I still think it's an all-time classic. 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, I think Halloween gets scarier for me every single time I watch it. Very similar to how I feel about Black Christmas. I feel like I appreciate it and love it more every single time I watch it. Yeah, I don't know. It's got like a reverse cool off effect for me. Gina says I was 4 when I watched the original Halloween with mom and dad. Loved it ever since. Gavin says I was born before 2000 and I still agree with this take. Damn, Gav. Throwing barbs. Yeah, barely born before 2000, I would imagine. What's happening, Shay? Hope you are doing well. Hope this Monday evening is treating you well so far. Michael Myers is the only very interesting slasher villain of the big 6 besides the concept of the Scream Killers. That's kind of a hot take too, but I like that hot take because I love my boy Michael. Love him so much. I totally agree with you, Em. I think the mystery is what makes him interesting to me. Let's see here. Mike says OG Halloween is one of my all-time faves. Just the simplicity and atmosphere is perfect. I think with the explanation from Rob Zombie's Halloween makes him too simplistic, honestly. Yeah, trying to put him kind of in the real world, I think takes away from it. Yeah, I mean, I could say it all day and all night, but I love the mystery there. So yeah, I've seen that take before. This is not the first time I've seen it, so I just had to put it up here. And how about this one I got coming up, guys? This is a more modern hot take, and I'm really interested to see what you guys think, because when I saw this, I was like, oh shit, people are gonna freak. Guys, The Substance has no substance. It's got nothing to say beyond just being a surface level beauty is, only skin deep. This is not my hot take. I'm not going to take credit for this. I really enjoyed The Substance. And if you've hung out on the channel, on every single stream, you've probably heard me say this once or maybe twice. It's a one-time view for me, guys. I don't ever see myself wanting to revisit The Substance. So it's not something I would ever own or, yeah, I don't know. A really, really good movie. But it made its point at about 2 hours in, maybe an hour 50. I got what was going on, and then it continued to go on for another half hour after that. And it's not that the ending, I liked the body horror of the climax and everything, but yeah, once you're about 40 minutes away from the end of the movie, I'm like, okay, I get it. Let's get going. But I am what do I call it? I'm a runtime bitch. I'm a little bit of a bitch when it comes to runtimes. I don't want you wasting my time. There's no reason why The Substance had to be longer than 2 hours. But what do you guys think? The Substance has no substance. Holy cow. That is I think that's a pretty hot take. Because I do think it has something to say. But yeah, it's wild, right? Yep. Oh, okay. Now that person is just wrong. The Substance was the best movie of last year. Wow, better than Strange Darling, huh? Interesting. Interesting. I liked Strange Darling more. I liked Longlegs more than The Substance. What else? I'm trying to think of what else from 2024. I still think I liked Late Night with the Devil more too. Like I can rewatch that movie, you know. Medley Man says The Substance has substance. It's about old ladies being insecure or some shit. Yes. It's actually, I think I said this on the Hit the Bricks from last Monday. I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Wasp Woman. It's an old Roger Corman film, made fun of on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Very, like, the plot to The Substance is very similar. She doesn't literally, like, birth a younger version of herself, but it's about a woman that works in cosmetics and uses, like, this experimental version of wasp royal jelly to make herself appear like 25 years younger. So she injects it. I don't know if she injects it because I don't know if they were like showing that kind of stuff in the 50s in movies, but she uses this jelly and it, you know, she's basically being phased out of her job. Like she's like CEO and they want her to like not only quit modeling, but they want her to quit the job because they're just like, this is a, you know, this is about beauty and young women and blah, 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 blah. So in a way, The Substance is kind of like a remake of The Wasp Woman because it gets to the point where she has to start doing some pretty dark shit to maintain those young looks. They do not understand the meaning of the movie. Yeah, I think that they just see it for the very surface level of what it is. But I was like, this is a hot take worth sharing because I know that people are going to have some opinions on it. Yeah. Now I thought, yeah. And I thought the way the movie looked was one of the better aspects of it too. Very Kubrickian for sure. Yeah. Davey chose violence today. Not my hot take. Not my hot take, guys. But I guess maybe it is a hot take if you disagree that it's a single serving kind of movie. For me, it's easily single serving. I couldn't ever see myself wanting to experience The Substance again. But it was very good. The Evil Dead 1 simp didn't like The Substance. Literally has the same flaws and same perks. I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth there, Medley Man. I never said I didn't like The Substance. I said quite the opposite. Ty Lee says The Substance isn't that deeply profound, but it surely has a theme and executes it well. There you go. I can see what you're saying there. Oh, we're like that Rob did something different with Halloween. There you go. M says, okay, but at least one thing to take away from it is that Demi Moore has proven it's okay to check out a 60-year-old. I'm not ashamed. Oh yeah, she looks great. Yeah, I mean, it was, you know, everyone that was like, hey, there's not enough nudity and horror anymore. Well, there you go. The Substance was like, hold my beer. I kind of got the point immediately once she was fired. That is a wild take. There you go. I hate a long runtime, says Sam, but had zero issues with the length of The Substance. Oh yeah, it was, you know, when they're having the fight in the apartment, I'm like, okay, this should be the end of the movie. I don't really need to see any, like, I get exactly what's happening here. Yeah, I have runtime issues, guys. I thought Final Destination Bloodlines was 10 minutes too long. There were moments in that film where I was like, edit. People are laughing in the theater. Your awkward silence, guys. Cut this shit. Substance is so good, says Mike's Film Fix. I just don't like the ending, honestly. The message was super relevant, and just the Best Actress award at the Oscars showcases the relevance of the story. Yeah, it's too bad that it took... Yeah. I still think Nicolas Cage's performance in Longlegs was better than... I think just as deserving of an Oscar nomination for sure. That's what kind of... I'm not going to get into that right now. Like, one movie from horror finally gets recognized, and then everyone forgets the fact that, like, there are a bunch of other great horror movies that should have been recognized as well. Gina says, I don't even want to see The Substance. I'm a year and 5 months off 50 and don't care what I look like. I never have. There you go. Gav, I see your hot take there. I see Destiny's hilarious hot take because I just brought up Final Destination. I'll bring that up. Bloodline should have been an hour longer, but only with scenes of Eric. Well, someone has a crush on the Bam Margera Kyle Gallner stand-in Eric from Final Destination Bloodlines. A very funny character. What's happening, Gene? Hope you're doing well. Glad you dig the shirt. Bradley Johnson, what's happening, Brad? Great to see you. And Brad, for all those that are coming in late, this is not my hot take. I've grabbed some hot takes from the internet and mixed in some of my own. So let me jump on over to the next one. We've covered the substance, guys. Let me jump into. We've covered 3 of these. Let me jump into what you guys have dropped for your hot takes. M says hot take. Hereditary is actually a piece of crap. What do you guys think of this? I haven't seen Hereditary. I've not seen it. I did see this hot take though on Reddit. Somebody was saying that, like, you know, past the, you know, surprise death in the middle of the movie, that there's nothing really that interesting and that it really falls off the rails at the end. But I've never seen Hereditary, so I'm curious to know what you guys have to say about this one. Oh my gosh, Davey, now that you've said it, he does look like he should be their love child. Yeah, no, don't get mad at me, Des. Don't get mad at me. The first thing I thought of was like, is that Bam Margera's nephew? No. I mean, clearly they're going for the Bam Margera, Kyle Gallner look. You know what I mean? Ooh, Chester, I see your hot take. I actually had that hot take in the queue, so we'll get to that one for sure. I agree. All of Ari Aster's films are. Hereditary is the only one that's kind of okay. Midsummer is the piece of crap. Hereditary is fine. Damn. Yeah. I haven't seen either of those. Hereditary is very overrated. Said what I said. Okay, so we kind of have a consensus here. You say it could be overrated, but I still should watch it. Well, I guess I should decide on my own for sure. Sam says, I think Hereditary is incredible, but I have so many hot takes I can't hate. Doesn't like Jaws or Alien, but likes Hereditary. I don't even know what to say. What's happening, X99? It's very self-explanatory what this is all about. There's a description, there's a ticker across the bottom of the screen, and then there's this thing right next to me. So we're covering horror hot takes. So some of these are from Reddit, some of them are from the chat, and some of them are from me. Hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong. I mean, it's like, if you like what you like, you know. It's okay that he looks like Bam Margera. It's okay. All right, so there's that Hereditary hot take from M. It seems like most of you guys agree with that one, that Hereditary is maybe if it's not a piece of crap, that it's at the very least overrated. Let's see here. Here's another one. Mike's Film Fix. Here's a hot take for you. It Follows. Super overrated movie to me. That's another one I had lined up. Another movie I haven't seen, everyone. And yeah, somebody on Reddit said it really, really sucks. And I think if I remember correctly, I know she's not in the chat, so hopefully I'm not wrong about this, but I believe our original Death Squad mod at Jamie Hart, I think she is really not a fan of It Follows. So I've kind of heard that it's sort of like a, you know, it is kind of a coin flip of a movie for some people. Some people, you know, say, oh, it's like the old Carpenter movies, the way it looks and the soundtrack and everything like that. And other people, it's just not for them. Let's see here. It Follows is good, but I agree it's overrated. Logan, I see your hot take and I've starred it there. Hereditary is not overrated. It's frankly better than anything in the Big Six. Wow. Oof, haven't seen It Follows in years, says Sam, but I do remember enjoying it. Ty says It Follows is good, but perhaps overrated for sure. Or overrated, sure. I didn't like the ending. You should watch it so we can talk about it. I do need to see It Follows. I do like Micah Monroe. I loved her in Long Legs. I think she could have gotten a nom for that one too. I think she was fucking awesome in Longlegs. I don't understand the Longlegs hate. I don't even really understand the Longlegs lukewarmness. I feel like it really is people that they either had their expectations so high, or there is something of like just wanting to say that you don't like this popular movie. I hate to be that guy, but I think there is a certain, I'm a contrarian myself, guys. So it takes one to know one. We can smell our own. I can tell. I have a feeling that some people are disingenuous, legitimately disingenuous, when they say that Longlegs wasn't that great. Like if you're saying Abigail's better than Longlegs, like what the fuck's going on? Like what is happening here, people? Maybe more, you could say more fun, but a better movie? Oh shit, Radio Silence. I don't think they're capable of making, here's my hot take. I don't think Radio Silence is capable of making a great movie. Only good. And yes, including Ready or Not. Oh shoot, where'd that one go? So It Follows, super overrated movie. Destiny enjoys It Follows. Let's see here. Gene's got a hot take there. Have a great night, Em. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. Oh my God, Longlegs is terrible. Wow. How many times have you seen it, Em? If you've only seen it once, you should give it another try. For reals. Oh, I love Longlegs so much. I think it's so good. I don't know. Maybe it's because I only watched like the super teaser trailer and then that first like teaser. I didn't watch the second one that basically gives away what happens to Nicolas Cage's character. But I was just so like sucked in by that movie. I mean, give me a horror movie that is shot as beautifully as like a Wes Anderson film. I'll take that all friggin' day. I love that. I think They Follow is still happening. I think that'll be 2026. Or is it coming out this year? Somebody look that up in the chat, please. It Follows is great. There you go. I've seen the kill count of Hereditary, and that will do for me. Not my cup of tea. I should watch it at some point. My buddy Brian McPherson really loves Hereditary, so he's got. I really trust his taste, so I should watch it based on that alone. Let's see here. What else do we have? Let's jump on over to another one of your guys' hot takes. Ashton Luck, hot take. Halloween Ends is the second best of the franchise. I'm glad you said it, Ashton, because I was going to say it. If you didn't, maybe you've heard me say it before on a stream. And I'm glad we agree on that one. I think, yeah, Halloween Ends. It's climbed into that spot for me. It is the second best. So the best sequel in the Halloween franchise. And I fully fucking believe that shit. Excuse my language. Let's see here. I got some other hot takes jumping in. Guys, I'm going to take a pause here and remind you guys, please click the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content. You can also become a channel member for just 99 cents a month. We've been having a lot of fun on the members only streams. They've been getting better and better. Our last 80s horror movie trivia stream was very fun and ultra competitive. It came down to the last question, and it might have even gone into overtime if one person tied the person in the lead with that last question. So really fun stuff for members. And thank you guys so much for showing up. I put together a list of like 20 hot takes because I didn't know who was going to be able to make it on a stream at this time, especially on a holiday for us here in the States. So I'm just so thankful. I don't even have to really dip into those, guys. There's like 25 of these hot takes that you guys have given, and we're probably just going to roll with what you've got because you guys know how I am. These streams, they're about you guys. The channel says Davey Deathray on it. That's true. But the stream wouldn't be happening without you guys. So thank you so much. I may have created the channel, but the channel would not be anything without you guys. So thank you so very much. I mean it when I say it. I love you guys and I appreciate y'all. Whether you're a first-time viewer or you've been here from the beginning, or you're a Patreon or you're a channel member or whatever, even if you're not subscribed, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. So, okay, let's get into what you guys think about, let's see here. What do we got on Ashton's? Nobody going to agree with mine. Interesting, Ashton, about Halloween Ends being the best sequel in the franchise. What do you got? What do you got? No one's even saying anything. You guys are all talking about Friday the 13th. Is that what's going on? Medley Man says wrong because Halloween Ends is the best of the franchise. It's so tough to beat out the original, but I see where you're coming from, Medley Man. If you take the years that they were created out of the mix and you're just comparing them, I can totally see what you're saying. Halloween Ends looks better, sounds better, all that kind of stuff. Maybe that's sacrilege to say that about something that Dean Cundey shot. But yeah, I mean, I could see somebody. The only hot take I really don't like in the Halloween franchise, and this will probably be the last one that I bring up, and I've seen people say this before. Where is it? Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is the best in the franchise, which I think is friggin' crazy. That to me, I think Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is a really, really great Halloween movie, Halloween time movie and all that stuff. But to say it's better than any of the movies with Michael Myers, that shit seems crazy. Seems crazy to me. So yeah, hot take there from Ashton. Thank you so much, Ashton. Halloween Ends is the second best in the franchise. Medley Man says it is the best. Logan says Ends gets better with each watch if you have an open mind. Amen, brother. Amen. The only people I know that really hate Ends only watched it once. And there's just a refusal to give it another shot. So yeah, I'm right there with you. You can't kill the boogeyman. There you go. Ends goated. I didn't deserve the hate. Corey Cunningham over Michael Myers every day. Well, and I think that's the thing too, is once Corey puts on the outfit, I'm like, that's Michael Myers. I think that the whole point that the series is trying to make, when they say evil changes shape, I think that's the whole thing, is it doesn't matter who is behind the mask. It's that the mask ultimately changes you and turns you into that entity. So a way better entity than the one in Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Yeah, that's the thing about Ends. It really does get better and better, guys. I think if you're lukewarm on it or you didn't like it, you really, not saying you're not a horror fan if you don't do this, but I would say you owe it to yourself as a film fan to give it another shot. Just try to see it from a little bit of a different perspective and see if you end up taking something away from it that you maybe didn't notice or appreciate the first time around. And I'll say this too, if you didn't like the movie and you watch it a second time and you still don't like it, or you didn't warm up to it, fair, totally fair. I just think I've gone both ways with movies, guys, where I've started liking a movie less the more I watch it. 28 Days Later, loved it when I saw it. Third time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is boring and kind of crappy. Donnie Darko, loved it the first time I watched it. After 3 or 4 times, I was like, oh, this movie's insulting with the way that it tries to deal with time travel and the way it takes these elements. I just think it's insulting to the audience. Those are some random hot takes there for you. What the hell's going on here with my mouse? Love Halloween 3. Got all the masks in my media room with the skull mask signed by Dr. Chalice himself. Yeah, I'm not saying Halloween 3 isn't really good. But yeah, it's not the best in the franchise. Come on. Mike's Film Fix just became a YouTube member. Thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate you. Guys, we are over 80 YouTube members now. That is so awesome. And here in a handful of days, I'll be able to donate 10 more memberships. I'm really, really pumped on that one. Yeah, welcome on into channel membership. Ends is a grower, not a shower. There you go, Gab. I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Why has there never been a horror movie porno parody? Haven't there been time? Wait, do you mean a movie that's actually a porno that parodies horror movies, or a mainstream movie that's parodying a porno horror movie? Because there have been, they're out there for sure. Oh, they're out there. There's got to be one for, Halloween bends over, something like that. I don't know. All right, let's get back into your guys' hot takes. Chester Franklin Jr. says, hot take, Dr. Sleep is a terrible movie. The Shining is way better. Hopefully Nick from the Lost River Drive-In isn't still in the chat or he's losing his shit right now. Guys, surprise, surprise. I haven't seen Dr. Sleep. But according to Nick, I've got to watch the director's cut. So I have a lot of Mike Flanagan to catch up on. I really enjoy what I've seen from him so far. So I know I'm going to have a fun time with the rest of his work. I've heard some really good things about Dr. Sleep. I've heard that it's better than The Shining. I've heard that it's kind of like a horror movie version of X-Men. Yeah, I heard really, really good stuff about Dr. Sleep. So let me know what you guys think here in the chat. Let's see. Pat, that Halloween movie collector, says there is a Halloween spoof porno. All right. Yeah, they exist. They've got to exist. Hotter take, Mud Nelson, the Wreck movie. Okay, gotcha. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. How dare you, Chester, says Ashton Luck. Brett says I'll lose it. Dr. Sleep is greater than The Shining, though both are excellent. Ty Lee says Dr. Sleep is better, in my opinion. Chester says, sorry, it's a hot take. That's right. That's the whole point of these. If we're not ruffling feathers, then it's not really a hot take. You know what I mean? Bradley Johnson says Dr. Sleep is great, but come on, The Shining is the greatest. I like The Shining. I like, I don't know. I like 2001 more. I know it's not really a horror, but I like Doctor Strangelove more. I'm just like other Kubrick movies that I think are better than The Shining. Gina says Halloween 3 is last for her. All right. Brett says do the director's cut of Dr. Sleep, much better. And Ashton says Dr. Sleep greater than The Shining. Sam says haven't seen The Shining or Dr. Sleep yet. Well, they'll probably both be boring to you, Sam. I'm just fucking with you. Let's see here. Paula, I must have missed yours. Can you put it again in the chat and put hot take before it? That way I don't miss it. I like The Shining. I just don't think it's his best movie. I think it's good. I like it. Just leave me alone. Let me like it. I don't have to love every movie. Like between The Shining and The Changeling, both movies from 1980 that have to do with haunted buildings, pretty much. I would take I think The Changeling. I enjoy The Changeling more than I enjoy The Shining, for sure. Des loves Dr. Sleep. There we go. Spooky. Yeah, The Changeling. If you guys have not seen The Changeling, gotta check it out. Have a great rest of your day, Sam. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on. NRU Cody says, hot take, Blair Witch Project is the best found footage movie ever. I said it. Fight me about it. Is that a hot take? Because I will say this. One of the hot takes that I have here, found footage horror is weak. I think it's pretty weak, guys. There's a few exceptions. That original Blair Witch Project has some moments. I do really like Diary of the Dead from George A. Romero. Like, Hell House LLC was okay. I just, these movies don't scare me. They're, like, talk about, like, the definition of boring horror. And I think of found footage movies because it's so much about, like, sitting around waiting for something spooky to happen. And then you get this little snippet of something spooky. And then you're back to just, like, boring personal drama. So yeah, kind of piggybacking off found footage horror is weak. We've got NRU Cody's Blair Witch Project is the best found footage movie ever. I said it. Fight me about it. What do you guys think? Is the Blair Witch Project? I imagine you're talking about the first one, Cody. Is it the best found footage movie, or are there better found footage movies out there? And you can also hate on me for not really liking the subgenre. Let's see here. Dez can't stop talking about Grave Encounters, probably the most fun. Blair Witch is not scary at all. I think the end, you know, the hands on the tent, I like that. The bundle of sticks with like teeth and bones in it, I like that. And I do like the very end, but really, like, other than that, like, nothing really stands out to me. You know, other than the personal drama. Brett says found footage is 50-50. Hell House LLC is my favorite. Yeah, I was just so not inspired by that movie. I had high hopes for it. That clown shit didn't do anything for me. Like, oh, his head's tilted in a different direction. That's supposed to be scary? Is that seriously supposed to be scary? A clown whose head changes angles when the camera goes off and then back on them. Is that really what is supposed to be scary? Does that pass for scary these days? Fuck me. Found footage is pretty weak. It's repulsively slow 80% of the time. There you go. Gotta watch Deadstream. All right, so Grave Encounters in Deadstream. Gavin says Rec 1 and 2 is peak found footage. Man, here's a hot take. I think Rec is bad. Oh, that movie is just so disappointing. I liked it the first time I watched it. There you go. An example of a movie I liked the first time I watched it. I rewatched it when I was putting together my top 10 zombie horror films. I did that top 10 list with the Twisted Locker Boys. And, right, it was the Twisted Locker Boys. Oh, was it them, or was it Barry from Wolfman's Got Nards? Now I'm getting my People Across the Pond mixed up. Rec. Ugh, I don't know. I didn't enjoy it very much at all on the second viewing. Yeah, pretty rough. Goni Jam, Haunted Asylum. Never seen that one. Rec 3 is the best Rec. That's the hot take there. Brad says Blair Witch Project would not be scary today because of cell phones. Changed my mind. There you go. Although you could just have the cell phones not work, you know. What's happening, Eli? Hope you are doing well on this lovely Memorial Day, good sir. Hopefully it's not too hot out there for you all in Tejas. It is 12:10 out here in the Phoenix area, and it feels like it's 97, feels like 101. Man, by 4 p.m. today, I'm going to get some pool time in today over at my sister's house because I got to escape the heat for sure. Grave Encounters is fun. There you go. Blair Witch is overrated and boring. Sorry, not sorry. Thank you so much for reminding everyone, Eli. Yeah, guys, hit that like button. Let's see if we're doing any better there, because right now we have 25 people. We peaked at like 32, and we only have 24 likes. So I know there's some people hanging out that have not clicked the like button. So get going on that. Thank you so much for the share on that one, Eli. Appreciate you. I know. I'm sorry. Gav. I disappointed you. Eli chimes in. It Follows is overrated. Damn. Gina switched off the Blair Witch. Doesn't like shaky cam, and it was boring. Don't do found footage and didn't believe it was true. Yeah, I knew it was fake. By the time I saw it in the theater, I knew it was, the news was out that it was fake. All right, I'm going to get to Paula's because I missed it from earlier, guys. Hot take, Tara had a better attitude about the events in Scream 5 than Sam did. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. Sam is dealing with some more serious issues. I mean, she's hallucinating her dead father, right? So I don't know if it's more about attitude, but it seems like Tara, given the fact that she's stabbed multiple times, I think her leg get broken in the opening scene, something like that. Ankle or leg get broken. She deals with everything a lot better than Sam does in Scream 5. But ultimately, Sam comes through, Scream 5, it's not bad. It is the fifth. It ranks fifth for me in the franchise, just because I like all the others leading up to that one better. But I do think there's a big gap for me between Scream 5 and Scream 6. I really didn't enjoy Scream 6. Let's see here. Boom. There we go. All right. Going to jump back into your guys' hot takes here. Let me get this one off the screen. There we go. Sam, I'm so sorry, Sam, that I missed your hot take while you were here. But Sam's hot take is Oh, we kind of covered this one. All right. Well, this one gets pretty interesting. So this is like a multifaceted hot take. Not a fan of the OG Halloween. And Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is my favorite in the franchise, says Sam from Our Life in Horror. Make sure you check out their channel, guys, if you enjoy horror content creation here on YouTube. Guys, you know how I feel about Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I love the movie. I mean, it's probably in the middle ranking of my in the franchise. But still, so much love for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I can totally see how someone would say it's either their favorite or like second favorite because it is so different. I even think you can kind of watch it so you can watch the original Halloween, follow it up with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, and just think of it as they kind of like, augmented the end of the movie just as much as they do in the original Halloween 2, really. So yeah, this is a pretty hot take. Not a fan of the original Halloween. That is the hotter part of the take for me, because I absolutely love that movie. I have a really tough time understanding why people aren't fans of the original Halloween. But what do you guys think? How off her rocker is Sam? Let's see here. Tara's boyfriend wasn't Ghostface. Sam was dating a psychopath. That's true. That's true. RZH2 is the one I watched the most, says Ty. So we might have a little agreement going on there. Oh, I miss the rain, Gina. I grew up in a place that was latitude 48 or 58, and it rained all the time. I totally miss it. The hotter take is that Scout Taylor Compton is a better Laurie than Jamie Lee Curtis. It's tough to say. Yeah, she doesn't get as many at bats, but I think Scout is great. I think she's fine in the first movie. She is really fucking good in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Like I think here's my hot take version of what you're saying, Gav, because it's tough for me to say she's totally better than JLC. Is I do think that the best portrayal of Laurie Strode or the most interesting and best performance of Laurie Strode is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, specifically the director's cut. I don't think she's nearly as interesting, and I don't think the performance shines as much in the theatrical cut of the film. Director's cut of RZH2, I think, has the best performance and most interesting portrayal of Laurie Strode. There's my hot take version of that. She is pretty stiff and bland. I think she's supposed to be that way because she's just like the kind of, I don't know if she's necessarily prudish. She's just like very innocent. So I think that's like, there's some intention there for sure. Especially because the other girls are so much different than her that I do think they are trying to, paint the characters, differently to stand out for sure. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Cruel ZV says, hot take personally, and I'm not sure if a lot of people agree. I think a lot do, but here's my hot take. Scream 2 is the worst Scream. Mid at best. Only good part was Mickey, and the theater. Oh, man. No, Scream 2 can't be the worst Scream. I guess Medley Man probably agrees with that one. I think I would put it at third in my ranking. I do really like Mickey in the theater. I like Mrs. Loomis in the theater as well. The Sarah Michelle Gellar, the Cece kill, I like that whole sequence. I think that's really good. I love that whole, the police escort, those guys getting dealt with, and that whole scene with the car crash, and just how tense and suspenseful that gets. There are moments there in Scream 2 that I really enjoy, and I think the opening is really damn good too. I think, say what you want about Jada Pinkett Smith, like perfectly casted for that character, because it's like she probably wrote that dialogue herself. I know she really didn't, but it seems like they sort of had that kind of person in mind. because she delivers that dialogue with such conviction. And is it Omar Epps that's her boyfriend? I love that back and forth. To me feels very natural. I love the opening to Scream 2 as well. I don't think it's better than the opening to Scream 1 because Scream 1 like set the template and everything, but I think it's damn near close. Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. Let's see here. What do you guys got? Gav says Scream 2 is my second least favorite. It's better than 5. There you go. Medley Man says Scream 2 doesn't have a story in some parts of the movie. It's just cheap suspense with no depth. I can see that. I can totally see that. The stakes don't really get raised in Scream 2. That's for sure. Ty says Scream 2 and 4 are the best sequels. Yeah. Well, it seems like Medley Man and Cruel ZV are on the same page here. Oh, and Ashton Lux says Scream 2 is my least favorite. Oh, shit. Yeah, Medley Man, you make a really good point. I don't know, like, I guess you could say the suspense is cheap because the story just doesn't have much depth or doesn't have much stakes. I guess I just get caught up in the moment on some of those instances. I really do like, I think the one, so it's funny, the story bits that they do have in the movie are like Dewey and Gale, which doesn't really have anything to do with the killer or, you know, the crux of the story. And then Cotton's character development or like the little story nuggets that I really enjoy. But yeah, you're I think you're right there, Medley Man, where the story is just, yeah, by saying it's cheap, I would say, yeah, the stakes aren't really raised. We got Cody Snyder in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods, and says Scream 2 is my favorite of the sequels, or just the favorite of the whole franchise. Gina says Scream 2 is my favorite. There you go. All right. So we got a couple agreeing with Cruel ZV and a couple not really on the same page there. I put Scream 2 as my third favorite. I would go Scream, Scream 4, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 5, Scream 6 is how I rank them. Holy shit. Brett from Good Real Hunting. Only big hot take I have is that Return of the Living Dead is overrated. Damn. That is a hot take. I really enjoy this movie, and maybe it's easier for me to enjoy it because it's so comedic. That to think of it as like overrated, like I have a lot of fun with Return of the Living Dead. It is, I had it wrong when during the members only stream last night, we did a live watch party to jump on a 40th anniversary celebration of the film, which is coming up here in August. We just we're a couple months early. I thought I had this one at number 5 in my zombie movie rankings list. God, my hair is like extra terrible today. This is the problem with curly hair, guys. It doesn't abide by any rules at all. It just does whatever the fuck it wants. Return of the Living Dead I have as my number 10 in my top 10 zombie movies of all time. But what do you guys think about this? Return of the Living Dead, is it overrated? And again, guys, click that like button. Make sure you do that. Let's see here. Someone put Brett in the corner, says Ashton. Medley Man says Return is a I'm guessing you're saying a god tier movie along with OG Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead, the OG Day of the Dead as well. Brett says I'm alive in the corner, or you're living in the corner. You do live in the corner. Oh, and Cody says Scream 2 is the best of the franchise. Nice. Ty says I'm usually not a fan of zombie movies, but Return of the Living Dead and Zombie 78 are my favorite zombie movies. Gavin says Return of the Living Dead 3 is more fun. I've never seen that one. That's the one. I've only seen the first two. And guys, with the second, with Return of the Living Dead Part 2, like I don't remember a damn thing. So it's almost like I haven't seen it. I know I watched it back probably about 20 years ago or so. Medley Man, I see your hot take there. A tier. Gotcha. I just missed it because it was lowercase. Oh, it's an A tier movie. There you go. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think Return of the Living Dead, I put the more, it's funny. Dead Alive is my second favorite zombie movie, and I know that's not a it's a comedy, you know, but for the most part, I appreciate the more serious kind of tone zombie movies for sure. Shay says Return of the Living Dead is great, but it's overrated. Gavin says I'm a bit of a threequel slut. Fair enough. At least you know yourself. I like that. Ty Lee says, that's a hot take there. Okay. So, all right. Looks like we're off of Return of the Living Dead. Let's just go ahead and keep on moving. Guys, we'll probably go. I can't see us going for more than 2 hours on this stream. We'll see how long we last. This one is heartbreaking. Barry from Wolfman's Got Nard says, hot take, Jaws is the most overrated movie of all time. This doesn't make it a bad movie. Overrated movie of all time. Like more overrated than The Godfather or The Exorcist. Or what's another really overrated movie? Gladiator. American Beauty. Super overrated. Not even that good of a movie. This one breaks my heart. Guys, Jaws is my favorite movie of all time. I don't think it's overrated. I mean, I don't see how it's overrated because I don't see a lot of people really talking about it, if I'm being honest. Only like really hardcore film fans. And yeah, we've got, you know, the 50th anniversary is coming up here in a few weeks or about a month or so. Just under a month, actually. It's the 20th of June, I believe, is the official original release date. 20th of June, 1975. So we're coming up on that 50th anniversary. And oddly enough, my 50th episode of Late Night with the Davey is the following Wednesday. So maybe we'll do a little Jaws something on that late night to celebrate my favorite movie of all time, which Barry says is overrated. And Sam from Our Life in Horror agreed with this nonsense. It's such nonsense that I can't even say nonsense. I have to pronounce it like a Brit. Nonsense. I can't friggin' believe. I can't friggin' believe this shit. Medley Man, I've missed some of the hot takes. You've put in quite a few. I've tried to star all of them, but I'm still at the, beginning bulk here. Logan Reynolds says, I need specifics, Barry. Cody says The Exorcist is overrated, but The Godfather, come on, dude. I mean, maybe. I think The Godfather's really good. Still could be overrated. I mean, people say Citizen Kane is overrated, which I don't agree with. I think Citizen Kane's fucking incredible. Gavin says that movie Possession, that is now every white girl's favorite horror movie, is extremely overrated. Medley Man, Jaws is not overrated. Cody says, I don't see Jaws as overrated. Medley Man says it's 5 stars on Letterboxd. Critic After Dark, welcome on into the chat, says there is a difference between a hot take and just being wrong. I agree. Guys, I think Barry is just trying to get at me because I'm lukewarm on H2O. Ashton says The Exorcist is very overrated. Gene says Barry, Jaws is awesome. I agree. Brett says Ashton, corner now for saying The Exorcist is very overrated. I don't know. I think The Exorcist, I don't know, very overrated. I don't know. I think it is a little. I respect it and can appreciate it for what it is. I think it might be, the people that are like, it's my favorite horror movie of all time. I have a tough time understanding that, but like you're telling me that The Exorcist is like, it's like better than The Thing? How is that possible? I don't know. Paula says, I have never seen and no, won't watch Jaws. Oh my gosh, Paula, it's so much more than just a monster movie with a shark. There's comedy, there's drama, there's thrills, there's suspense. It's got everything other than X-rated material. Oh hell no, Exorcist is not overrated, says Chester. There we go. Gavin says, I'm just not a big enough shark movie guy to love Jaws like everyone else. I don't know. The way the film is crafted, the way that Spielberg shoots, how he fits so much into frame and makes it look so good. I love that. Ty says, I've never seen Jaws either. Tried watching it on TV as a kid. I was mostly bored. Try watching it without commercials. You might be less bored. Denise Wheat, one of our great channel members, says, I agree the movie is overrated, but the effects were great. An entire generation feared the ocean over it, including me. Let's see here. Hot take, Jaws is awesome, says Gene. Not a hot take, but I appreciate you. Gina says, sorry, Davey, but people rave about Jaws too much. I didn't see the fuss. Damn. Oh my gosh. My feelings are so hurt. I'm just fucking with you guys. All right, guys, moving on from Jaws is the most overrated movie. There you go. Sam backing him up. I can't believe it. Tom Ungarian's hot take is, I like Child's Play as a franchise more than A Nightmare on Elm Street. Guys, is that a hot take? Child's Play better than A Nightmare on Elm Street. So I guess the through line here is they both have very, started serious, went more comedic, tons of personality throughout the killers, tons of jokes and everything like that between the two. What do you guys think? Child's Play better than A Nightmare on Elm Street as a franchise? I don't know. I really enjoy the first two Child's Play movies. I think the third one is good. I think Bride of Chucky is good, although my feelings have waned on that one. I'm not as excited about that one as I was the first time I watched it. And Seed of Chucky, didn't enjoy that one. Didn't really enjoy, what is it, Cult of Chucky? But what's the other Chucky movie in the house where Fiona Dourif is in the wheelchair? What's that one called? House of Chucky. That's what they should have called it. What is that one called? That's bad that I can't remember that, because I enjoy the movie. Not a good sign that I can't remember the name of the movie, because they don't name these movies very well. Curse. Thank you, Des. Yeah, they do a really bad job at naming these movies as they went on. Bride, Seed, that makes sense. Those last two, what the hell? It's like they're not even trying. But then A Nightmare on Elm Street, like they're only, okay, I guess there are four of those movies I enjoy. The first, the third, the fourth, and New Nightmare. I think Freddy's Revenge is like super overrated. I liked it more when I was younger, and I've liked it less the more and more I watch it. Don't like 5. Don't like Freddy's Dead. Don't like the remake. Freddy versus Jason is fun, but it's not, I don't really, it's like a comic book more. Kai says, nah, Nightmare on Elm Street is better. Child's Play has its place in horror, but not over Nightmare. Gavin says both franchises fall apart. That's true. Medley Man says, for each Nightmare on Elm Street movie, there is a Child's Play movie that is better. Wow, better than the first A Nightmare on Elm Street movie? Ty says Freddy versus Jason slaps hard as fuck. Yeah, I do think it's really fun. It is just such a departure in a way, from, it just has, I think there's something about, gosh, what's his face? I can always remember his name, and now I'm losing it. The director that did Bride of Chucky, and he also, Ronnie Yu, something about his movies where they are like really fun. They've got these like, almost like it's like pop metal soundtracks. They just, to me, they're not very timeless because of like the stylization of the editing and the look of the film and the soundtracks, that they just haven't aged as well. Critic After Dark says A Nightmare on Elm Street is better, but it's really close for me. Gina says can't stand Chucky. I just tear him up. Hate dolls. You got to throw him in the fire. You got to like shoot his arm off, all that kind of stuff. Put him in the goo, let's see here. Ashton says neither franchise is good if you think about it. Just have a few good movies. Damn. Medley Man says the first Nightmare gets bodied by both the original and Bride. Oh, wow. The one movie in the Chucky franchise that Gina likes is Curse. I do enjoy Curse. It's so much better than Seed and better than Cult for sure. So yeah, those movies are sort of like one good one, one bad one, one good one, one bad one, like towards on the back half, I would imagine, or I would say. All right, guys, moving on. We got Ty Lee's hot take. All right, guys, Ty is in the chat, says the first Final Destination is my least favorite Not worst, just my least favorite. Kind of boring, if I'm being honest. Part 4 is more entertaining. That might be the hottest take of that sentence there, is that Part 4 is more entertaining than the original Final Destination. Do you guys agree with that? How do you feel? Is the first Final Destination the least, not worst, but the least good of the franchise? Let me know down below or off to the side in the chat. Let's see here. Action says, I don't like Cult at all. Yeah, Cult was weird. It was weird, wild stuff. Critic After Dark says, fuck no, I don't agree with that. 4 is garbage. But is it more entertaining? It can be garbage and more entertaining, right? The two don't have to be mutually exclusive there on that one. What do you guys think? Medley Man says, actually, Child's Play 2, so you are wrong. Cody says, how can he be wrong? It's subjective. Yeah. Medley Man says, my Final Destination movies ranked 3, 2, 1, 5, 4. Haven't seen Bloodlines yet, I'm guessing then, if you don't have it in the mix. What do you guys think? Is Final Destination 4, the Final Destination, more entertaining than the original? Oh my gosh, guys, my empty stomach just with coffee on top of it is getting to me at this point. We'll see how much longer I can last before I need to go have a bite. Let's see here. Gene has not seen any of these movies. Kayla is in the chat. What's happening, Kayla? Welcome on in. I'm not sure if this is your first time hanging out with the Death Squad, but you are kicking it with us. Welcome on in. Ranks the Final Destination movies 1, 3, 2, 6, 5, 4. I really like Final Destination 5. Although Paula says, hot take, Final Destination 5 turned it into a slasher movie. Not a fan of that. Well, I don't know if any one of these movies could really be called a slasher movie because they take such a different approach with the whole Rube Goldberg kills. I mean, they're sort of like slasher movies. They kind of remind me of A Nightmare on Elm Street, just with the elaborate kills. Let's see here. Oh, no one's really chiming in on this one. I see what you're saying, Ty. I think the first Final Destination movie, like, it was probably originally just meant to be a one-off. So I think that's why it's got a little bit of that slow burn kind of quality that you're talking about when you say kind of boring. I do think a lot of the movies in the franchise are certainly more exciting than the first Final Destination movie, for sure. Gina says OG Final Destination is boring at times. At least you get funny deaths in 4. Well, they certainly are that. The CG, the 3D CG looks pretty silly there in the Final Destination. Gavin, our guy Mud Nelson, says, my hot take, Drag Me to Hell is one of the worst movies ever made. Damn. Now that's coming from a guy, you must have not watched very many Mystery Science Theater episodes, because I've seen a lot worse movies than Drag Me to Hell. It is an odd, it has an interesting tone for a Sam Raimi movie. It's got like little bits that sort of feel like Evil Dead 2. But I would say that Drag Me to Hell is like maybe a little tonally confused. I think could be a fair assessment there. And then just piggybacking off that one, another Gavin hot take. The Green Inferno is Eli Roth's best movie. I've yet to see that. To me, it just looked like a remake of Cannibal Holocaust. Is that right? Is it basically Cannibal Holocaust? Haven't seen that one. I love Thanksgiving. I don't know if I'll ever like a Eli Roth movie more than Thanksgiving. But what do you guys think about these? This 1-2 punch of hot takes from Gavin. Drag Me to Hell's one of the worst movies ever made, and Green Inferno is Eli Roth's best movie. We're doing 2 at a time now. Kayla says, old creepy ladies always get me. Yeah, that's one of the hot takes I have in here that I got from Reddit is hagsploitation as a subgenre needs to go. This person is over the whole thing of like old creepy ladies being a thing in horror movies. I like it. I think it works. Bring Her Back is one where it isn't an old lady, but it is a middle-aged woman. So maybe it's not quite hagsploitation, but it gets pretty damn close. Ty Lee says, Drag Me to Hell is fun. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I think that's certainly true. Yeah. And look at that, guys. Cody Snyder's been a member for 9 months. Hell yeah, Cody. Thank you so much for your support, man. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate all the channel members out there. And guys, this brings up a nice little point. If you're a channel member, for each month that you're a channel member, you can have one of these channel member, like it's like a milestone chat. So, you know, nice highlighted green chat that you can bring up. We can kind of celebrate how long you've been a channel member. So thank you so much once again to Cody, and thank you for being a mod as well. We've had a pretty smooth go with with needing mods around as much as we did maybe 8 months ago when it was really bad. But I appreciate every single one of our mods so damn much. Cody Snyder dropping the Mario Coke block there. What does that look like on? Oh yeah, Cody Snyder dropping all of them: the Davy Screamin', the Mario Mushroom, the Coke, and the question mark block. Some of our fun little icons that we have for channel members. So feel free to use those up. Hot take: Chris Durand is the worst Michael Myers actor. Is that the one from H2O? Is that H2O or is that Resurrection? Not a hot take, Chester. It's facts. We are stacked. We've got a lot of mods. So if that person ever rears their ugly head again, we'll be able to take them out. H2O. Yeah, I don't... worst Michael Myers actor. I can agree with that hot take. I can agree with that one. I think he does. I think he misses the assignment a little bit, or a little bit more than the rest, for sure. Let's jump back in here. Destiny Faulkner. Oh yeah, this was one I brought up earlier. That's a pretty funny one there. Here's another one that I had lined up, guys, already. Another one from Chester. Hot take: Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003 is better than the 1974 original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have seen quite a few people that feel this way about the remake versus the original. I still think the original is scarier. It's got more of like an uneasy tone for me, more unsettling. But I do think the remake's really good. Marcus Nispel really knows how to make a remake. The 2003 Texas Chainsaw and the 2009 Friday the 13th, I think, are both really, really great remakes of classic horror franchises. What do you guys think about this one? Is the remake of TCM better than the original? Let's see here. Ty says, yeah, H2O Michael was too deliberate. The scene where he grabs the knife and twirls it. Yeah, there's a little too like self-awareness. Logan says that's a cold take, other than Barry, who has fortified or forfeited his credibility with his Jaws take. Still just, fuming over that Jaws hot take is Logan. Medley Man says, I believe I have the hottest take here. You can objectively rank how good stories are, or rather how good they can possibly be to someone. Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, you can, if you're getting into stories, Medley Man, you really can. It's easier to back up why you think a story is richer, has more to, in it. That's why the Final Destination Bloodlines, I do think one of the better points of that movie is the story and how they build the lore. Ashton says, I'll one-up you. Or I'll up you one, Chester. The TCM remake is the only good movie of the franchise, including the OG. Holy crap. I think the OG is really good. I think those two are the best in the franchise. Cody Snyder says TCM 74 is better than the remake. Gavin says TCM remake is equal with the OG for different reasons. There you go. And Cody says the second Texas Chainsaw Massacre is greater than the remake as well. All right. Cody also says the TCM remake is one of the greatest remakes ever. I agree. Medley Man, hot take, Steve Miner is a goddamn disgrace. I think his two Friday the 13th movies are good. I mean, I like the second part 2 quite a bit. But yeah, Steve Miner did that remake of Day of the Dead from 2008, I think is when it came out, or 2007, something like that. Really, really bad. Let's see here. Cody's still kicking it in Pat That Halloween Movie Collector's basement. Those guys have had a wild weekend. My last dream I had before I woke up this morning was drinking with those guys, because even though I haven't been hanging out with them physically, we've been hopping on a lot of fun video calls this weekend. Gina says TCM 03 is so much better than the OG. There's no Franklin. There you go. There you go. King Matthew III says, hot take, I still Know What You Did Last Summer isn't as bad as people say. It's a great sequel compared to the third one. I've never seen I'll Always Know. Is that what it's called? I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer? I can't. Direct to DVD threequels. No, thank you. I think I Still Know What You Did Last Summer is pretty fun. I don't know if this take is that hot, King Matthew. I think it's just about as good as the original. You know, I'd put them on, equal playing fields for sure. Ty Lee says, I think the original TCM was more effective, but the remake is more accessible and streamlined. There you go. There you go. Logan, going back to a little Jaws, says, my hot take is the worst part of Jaws is when they use a real great white shark on screen. Bruce is much scarier. Yeah, I mean, I think they just wanted that... the fluidity of the way a real shark moves is so much different than what you could do with that, with the puppet that they had. It's just not as articulate. So I think that's why they use that footage. I don't know if it's the worst. I don't know. Is there a worst part of Jaws? I just can't even think of a bad part of Jaws. Gene Whitcomb says, hot take, Friday the 13th remake is why every character is bad. Well, I'll say this. I think a lot of the characters in the Friday the 13th series are pretty bad. So I think the remake is kind of just staying true to form, having unlikable characters. I think there are some likable characters in Friday the 13th 09. But I don't think this movie is bad. I really like the 09 remake. What do you guys think of the 09 Friday the 13th remake? Let me know. And I'm not even going to be able to get through all of your guys' hot takes. There are so many here. I think what we should do, guys, I think we should save some of these. Do you guys want to do a part 2? Maybe we could revisit this sometime in June. We could do a horror hot takes part 2, and I can save some of these for that next stream. I know it's getting late out there later in the UK, and I know a lot of us out here in the States are wanting to get our barbecue on and our pool time on. And I'm getting to the point where I'm feeling a little shaky, having woken up and only drank a giant cup of coffee with no food in my tum-tum. So I'm going to have to call it here relatively soon. Let me see. Let's do a couple more. We got another one from Gavin here. Hot take, Child's Play 3 is the best in the franchise. I do think that's a hot take right there. I think the first two are better than the third movie. What do you guys think? Is Child's Play 3 the best in the franchise? I don't know. Love Friday the 13th remake. I don't watch those for characters. I watch them for Jason. There you go, Ty. Friday remake is bland, but it's better than most of the franchise. Well, there you go. There you go. Why do you think they replaced Wesley Snipes with Omar Epps on Major League 2? Feel like Omar kind of overdoes it. I'm guessing money. I was up past 1 o'clock last night, and had to get, it was, and the stream started at 11 o'clock my time here. So had to get in my beauty rest, of course, and then get everything rolling for the stream here. Thank you so much for sharing that, Eli. Really appreciate you. Get Ken Sledge on the phone. I need someone to agree with me. On Child's Play 3, I think there are a few people out there. I don't know if Cody Leach would say it's his favorite. He might say Bride of Chucky, but I know he's got a lot of love for Child's Play 3 for sure. Ty says, I struggle to remember anything about Child's Play 3 besides Chucky cutting someone with a shaving razor. It ends at a shutdown carnival. It takes place at a military academy. I remember those things about it. There you go. Andy being in the army. Yeah. Thank you so much, Eli. Really appreciate you. Yeah, guys, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Drop a comment if you're watching after the fact. Share the channel with someone who you think would dig this kind of content. And of course, you can become a channel member for just 99 cents a month. Oh, yeah. Gina says, you're meant to hate those certain characters in the 09 remake. It's why it's so good and my favorite of the franchise. There's a hot take. Friday the 13th remake, favorite of the franchise, best in the biz. And there you another one, guys. Jordan Decker, our guy Jordan Decker. He's got a channel, Horror on Tap. T-O-P. Is that the right link, or is that for a different Horror on Tap? Oh, no, that's the right one. The H-O-T, yeah. Yeah. Jordan's got a brand new channel, guys. Show him some love. Let's see if we can get him. I wonder how many subs is Jordan up to? Horror on Tap. See if we can find him here. It's difficult to even find him because he's so relatively new that YouTube doesn't even want me to know that he's there. Let's see here. I'm just going to open it up from the link that Cody shared. Thank you so much, Cody, for sharing that link. Guys, Jordan is at 36 subs. Let's see if we can get him to 50. Everyone that's in the chat right now, check out that link. Give our guy Jordan Decker some love. He is hilarious in the chat, and he's got 4 vids up on his channel where he does a first watch and a beer rating of each film. So you're going to want to check that out for sure. Yes. Hope you have a great week as well, Denise. I appreciate that, Cody. I know, because there's a different Horror on Tap that I don't think anyone's doing anything with. So yeah, 36 subs. Let's see if we can get him up to 50 by the end of the day. Let's see if we can get him to that mark. That would be really cool to help a brother out there. Let's do one more. Let's see here. This one's funny. And I think Medley Man will agree with this one. I think that's what you guys were talking about earlier in the chat when Shay was hanging out. Hot take from Shay Rants, another great content creator here on YouTube. Man, Shay's just 17 years old, something like that, across the pond there. Says, hot take, Friday the 13th has the most horrendous fan base. They can't accept the movies are just kind of ass. I'm a fan of the Friday the 13th franchise, and I can accept that the movies are just good fun. To me, they're roller coaster rides. I don't take them too seriously or anything like that. I certainly think Michael Myers I love him so much more than Jason, and I think the Halloween franchise is far better than the Friday the 13th franchise. So maybe that's my hot take. I don't know. But what do you guys think? This is going to be the last one of the show here. Yeah. Do the Friday the 13th fans they just can't accept that the franchise is just kind of ass? What do you guys think? Let's see here. Cody says, I love the Friday the 13th franchise. Even Jason Goes to Hell. People kick the shit out of that movie, but I don't mind. Yeah, I think Manhattan and X are certainly worse. Yeah, for sure. I do think Scream has like the most toxic fan base in horror. I will say that the Scream Twitter verse is shocking how brutal those people are. Elevated horror fan base is the worst. All right, there you go. Have a good one, Chester. Take care, man. Enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day. Hope it's filled with some good food and some fun family time. Horror fans are nowhere near as bad as wrestling fans, guaranteed. Yeah, I don't know so much about that because I'm not entrenched in it, but I think I'm picking up on what you're saying there, Cody, as far as some of the discourse and the language and all that kind of stuff. I think Star Wars fans, that can get pretty ugly. I try not, even though I don't really appreciate a lot of where Star Wars has gone, I sort of just keep my mouth shut. I certainly don't like post about it a whole bunch and hate it just to hate it, but I still do think the original Star Wars movies are the best in the entire franchise. And Manny's Manic Media jumps in to say Friday the 13th might be ass, but it's a great ass though. Yeah. Especially what's her face? Gosh, you go live and you forget everything. What's her name in part 3 with the Mickey Mouse shirt and just the sweetest booty in the whole franchise there. So sweet. Let's see here. Don't let Garrett and the Dead Pit Boys hear that. Well, they might not be bad wrestling fans, but I think there are some ugly wrestling fans, ugly discourse out there. Yeah, the way fans are on Twitter can get pretty ugly. All right, guys, I think that is going to wrap it up for this round. Thank you so much to everyone that contributed other hot takes. I'm going to go ahead and make sure to write these down and save them for our next volume. I think we can do another volume 2 or part 2 or whatever of horror hot takes. We can kind of make this an ongoing series if you guys want to dive into these, maybe once every other month or something like that. We could jump into some horror hot takes. This was an absolute blast chatting with you guys, sparring with some of you guys, watching you guys go back and forth, of course, was an absolute pleasure. Let's see here. You have a great one as well, Ashton. You guys have been amazing. I'm going to be back here on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern for Late Night with the Davey. That'll be episode, 46, I think, with Jamie Hart, our original Death Squad mod and channel member. It's going to be part 2 of our Evil Dead discussion. So, guys, we're going to cover Evil Dead 2013, Ash vs. Evil Dead, the TV show, Evil Dead Rise, talk about what we know going on with Evil Dead Burn and what, Jamie and I want to see and expect to see from the Evil Dead franchise moving forward. That's going to be the next thing that I've got coming up. And then this weekend on Saturday, the 31st, it's the 40th anniversary of 1985's Fletch, starring Chevy Chase, Joe Don Baker, and Tim Matheson. That's one of my top 5 movies of all time. I absolutely love Fletch. We're going to do a watch party, guys, and we're going to have Christian from Planet CHH on that watch party as well. He's a massive fan of the film. I'm going to bring up some fun little talking points and factoids for us to hit up as we watch the movie along. And that's what I've got coming up here this week. And maybe, just maybe, I'll sneak in another little something for you guys. So, yeah, so be on the lookout. Gina says Shay's right. Friday the 13th stole an idea and made up a franchise, but Scream and Halloween fans are the worst. I'm not a Halloween fan because I like Ends. I love Ends. I think it's great. Thank you so much, Eli. Yeah, guys, shout out to the mods. So much love for our Patreon members and our YouTube channel members. You guys really do help keep things going over here. And for all of you guys that show up to the streams, jump in on the comments, watch the vids, all that kind of stuff. The channel would just be nothing without you guys. So thank you so very much. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Memorial Day. If you're celebrating, if you're, out of the United States and it's just a Monday for you, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Absolutely shout out to all the mods. They are friggin' fantastic over here. That is going to wrap it up for this edition of Horror Hot Takes. We're going to be back with more of these because you guys made this so much damn fun. So keep an eye out for that. I will be back on Wednesday night. And guys, make sure you've got the notification bell hit so you don't miss whenever I go live. And I've been dropping a lot of shorts, out of theater reactions. I just wrapped up watching the X trilogy for the very first time. So I've got some little reactions to those movies as well. And I'm going to be keeping it up with pre-recorded content, shorts, and lives. So be on the lookout. Follow me on social media. There's a bunch of links in the description below. Thank you so much to everyone that joined the live chat. If you're watching after the fact, thank you so much as well. The replay watches really help these lives kind of live their second life. So really appreciate that. And yeah, guys, that is going to wrap it up for me this time around. You know how this goes. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.